Hello, I'm the Story Lady, and I would like to tell you another one of my stories. This is Eric, by the way. He's just going to listen from down there. This story is called The Fairy Perfume by P.J Roscoe. A long time ago, there was a young lad called Sam. Sam was a very kind and loving young boy, and he lived on a farm with his father. But where Sam was kind and loving, sadly, his father was not. He was moody and always grumpy. He made Sam do all the chores around the farm, while he sat and watched television all day, and grumbled and moaned and complained. And after doing all the chores around the farm, poor Sam had to come and make his tea. Sam was happy working on the farm. He loved all the animals, and he loved watching things grow. But he was very sad about his dad. He wished and wished that they did everything together. And it was only the animals that saw him cry. And the animals, they don't tell anyone, do they? One day, Sam was ploughing a field when he heard a cry for help. So he quickly stopped the tractor, jumped out, and was amazed to see a little fairy lying on the ground. He rushed to her side. "Oh, goodness, miss, did I do this? Oh, I'm so sorry." And the fairy wiped her tears as Sam very, very gently picked her up and put her in the palm of his hand. "How can I make it better, miss?" he cried. The fairy smiled. "Don't worry, Sam. I have a magic waterfall. If you would carry me there, then it will mend my wing." So, following the fairy's instructions, Sam carefully carried her into the wood. Deeper and deeper they went. He'd never been to these places before, till finally he came to a little clearing. And sure enough, there was a little tiny waterfall, beautiful clear water that sparkled like diamonds was coming out from between two big rocks. Sam very carefully placed the fairy into the clear water and stepped back. The clear water started to bubble, and as it bubbled it began to change colour. It changed from a beautiful blue to a bright purple, from a bright purple to a beautiful orange, from a beautiful orange to a vibrant red, to yellows, to greens, to silver, to gold, and then whoosh! The fairy flew out of the water, gave a little twirl in the air, and flapped her wings so that Sam could see she was all fixed. Oh, he clapped his hands with delight. He was so happy. "Thank you," said the fairy. "It was very kind of you. Just wait one moment." And she flew off. But before Sam could even move, she was quickly back again, and this time she had a little bottle with her. It was a beautiful coloured lilac bottle. "This is for you," she said, "for your kindness. Now it's fairy perfume, mind," she said, "so be careful with it." She dropped it into his hands and quickly disappeared. Sam was overjoyed. He never expected a present. But he quickly opened the bottle and he had a sniff. He couldn't smell anything. It didn't smell of anything. He quickly dabbed some onto his wrists. He rubbed the wrists together. Nope. No. There was no smell. How odd. But it was a present nonetheless, so he quickly put the top back on and headed for home. He decided to walk through the village on his way home. He liked the village. The people were very kind to him. and as he neared, he saw two elderly ladies having a good old chat. "Hello!" he cried, and they were about to say hello back when they started sniffing the air. "Oh, what is that gorgeous smell?" cried one. "Oh, that's freshly baked bread," said the other. "Oh, no, dear, I think you're wrong. That smells like, melted chocolate and oranges. Oh, my favourite." Sam thought they were a little bit odd, but carried on anyway. Soon he came to a young mother pushing her toddler in a pram. "Good morning," he cried. But instead of answering, the mother went, I love that smell. It's candy floss," she said. And the little toddler began clapping. "Chocolate biscuits! Chocolate biscuits!" he cried. Sam thought that was very odd behaviour too. But as he continued to walk, sure enough, everyone he passed would sniff the air and exclaim, "Oh, that's my favourite smell in the whole world. I can smell." Well, the grocer could smell shortbread. The vicar was sure that he could smell summer rain. And the policeman, no, it had to be lovely honey. Sam realised what was going on. As he was passing people, they were smelling their favourite smells, and it was making them happy. He liked that. So he quickly rushed home. If it made them happy, maybe it would make his dad happy. He ran into the kitchen. "Dad, Dad!" he shouted. "Where have you been?" shouted his dad. "I want that field finished, and then I want my dinner." "But Dad!" cried Sam. But his dad turned away and continued watching the television. His dad couldn't smell anything. Not his favourite thing, not anything. Sam felt very deflated. "I'll go and do the field then," he said. But what he didn't notice was that the fairy perfume had fallen out of his pocket. His dad saw it and picked it up. "What's this then?" he said. He opened the bottle, had a sniff. There's nothing in it. Poured some onto his hand. No, doesn't smell of anything, a bit of rubbish. He threw it into the bin. Hours later, Sam returned, very tired, very hungry, and still feeling very sad. As he walked into the kitchen, he could smell this, the most disgusting smell he had ever smelled in his life. "Oh, what's that stink?" he cried. His father looked up at him. "I can't smell anything. Get my dinner on." "I'll have to do it with a peg on my nose. That's disgusting," he cried. And sure enough, he quickly found a peg and put it on his nose. His dad thought he was being very silly. "I'm going for a bath while you do my dinner. Hurry up." And off he went. And as he was running his bath, he put his hands into the water, you know, as you do, to check the temperature. Suddenly, he smelt the most disgusting smell he'd ever smelt in his life. "Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! It's rotten eggs! Oh, it's sour milk! It's manure! Oh, that's disgusting! Oh, it's on my hands!" He quickly started to wash his hands. But the more he washed, the worse the smell got. "Oh, quick!" He was opening windows, he was opening the door, he was washing and washing, but the smell would not go away. "That won't help, you know," said a little voice. And he looked up, and there was the fairy. "You're a mean and nasty man, and so you will smell mean and nasty. until you show some kindness towards that boy of yours." Before the father could grab her, she disappeared. The father thought for a long time. "I can't stay with this smell. Oh, I've got to do something. Maybe if I am kind to him, the smell will go away. All right, I'll go and do something nice for him." So he went back into the kitchen, where Sam still had a peg on his nose. You go and have a bath. I'll do the dinner." Sam looked at his father. He was quite surprised. Yeah, okay. Yeah, you do that then." And he quickly ran out of the room, because he realised it was his father that stank, and he couldn't stay in the same room. Over the next few days, Sam's father tried very hard, and over the next few days, he tried very harder still. And soon, Sam and his father were doing all the chores around the house together. This made Sam very happy, but he had to do everything with a peg on his nose, or he had to do it one-handed. After about a week or so, he was able to take the peg off. He was finally very happy, and his father was finally very happy. And one day they sat watching television together, and Sam breathed in deeply. He said, "That is my favourite smell in the whole world," he said. "What smell's that then, son?" said his dad. "Freshly baked lemon meringue pie, Dad," said Sam. "I think that's mine too." Hope you enjoyed it.